Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Silver, and when we last left off, we were just about to go into the Sprout Tower, and we had Blackula, a new member for our team, and Clockface, and they were all going to have a threesome. So, without further ado, now, to be honest, well, let's just talk to a few people. Our Bellsprout over 100 feet tall. People say that it became the center pillar here. Yeah, I bet it did. I love this idea of like a 100-foot Bellsprout. See the pillar shaking? People are training upstairs. Yeah, I'm sure that. Well, this. Jeez, like if all you have to do is like walk around and stuff, like to make the whole building shake, then I don't know. I wouldn't be standing in there anyway. Only if you reach the top will you obtain an HM. Yeah, that's like when you see like an historic, but like or an horrific or whatever. But you're not supposed to say like when you're pronouncing it, like when you're speaking, you're not supposed to say, what did I? Oh, this is a random battle. Well, like Ratata, I don't want you. I really don't want you. Okay, like the thing is, well, let's fight him. Blackula might like grow up a level. What was I even talking? Ooh, what was I even talking about? I was saying something like before, like just before, like I entered into this random battle, and it's just after completely going out of my mind. What was it? Okay. Blackula! For God's sake. Okay, I'm killing this thing just because it killed Blackula, and no one kills Blackula. Okay, what the hell was I talking about? Or someone talking about the Bellsprout or something? I don't know, I love this idea with like the Bellsprout becoming like the central pillar of this tower or whatever. It's just kind of mental, you know? Like this giant Bellsprout. I might as well fight you with Audrey too, because I'll end up having to go back to the... See, what I wanted to do was I was going to like have Blackula in front so I could switch in and out like I was showing you at the end of the last video. Dude, I'm like more and more thinking that I'm not going to bother cutting any like battles out of this LP or anything, because like I don't really see the reason to cut anything out, because once you like, the thing is, once you get Fly, like there's no reason to cut anything out whatsoever, not even traveling. And even before then, Johto is a really easy world to get around. Like it doesn't take any amount of time to get anywhere really, to be honest. So I don't see the point in, because it's like split into two. You'll see like later on what I mean when I say like Johto is like shaped like there's a big T shape, and then there's your hometown down at the bottom. But like, so like when it's split, like you're either going to be going to one half of the T or the other half of the T once you get to the top of the T. So I don't know. What the jeez, it's really annoying me that I can't remember what I was going to say, because I'm sure it wasn't that about like the giant Bellsprout or whatever. Do you remember that episode of like Pokemon? I think it was like in the Orange Islands or something, where there was like an enormous Bulbasaur living down the sewers, and it was really big. It was like as big as a house. Well, maybe not that big, but it was giant anyway. It was like as big as a Venusaur, but it was a Bulbasaur. I can't remember how they explained that it was that big. It might have been to do with like toxic sewage or something like that. I don't know. Oh, I was talking about historic and honorific and all of those kind of things. Well, you're supposed to say an honorific, but like the thing is the an, like the an, that's not a spelling thing, it's a pronunciation thing. So if you're the kind of person who pronounces historic as historic and stuff like that, and horrific as horrific, like if you're a Cockney London person, then you're supposed to say an because of the pronunciation thing, but you're not supposed to. Like, you're not supposed to say an historic just because it's written that way. If it's written that way, you're supposed to say an historic or whatever. That's why there's this episode of Frasier where he's talking about his Hungarian goose, and he says an Hungarian goose. And it's just so perfect because it just shows, like, how, like, ridiculously... Like, he was just saying an for the purpose of it sounding different and sounding, like, slightly more... Like, oh, I know that you can say an, but the thing is he uses it wrong, because you're only supposed to say an if you're saying an Hungarian goose, like that. And I always remember in, like, the first place I saw that an plus H was in, do you know the book The Witches by Roald Dahl? And he says, like, oh, his grandmother had to go to an hotel or whatever, instead of a hotel. Which I always thought was interesting. But yeah, you mostly see it in front of words like historic, like an historic event, but like I don't know. I think like before the words used to be pronounced with a silent, with like a hard H, just like with an H instead of a H. Joe, like in the word honor. But I don't know whether that's a historical thing or whether it was just a regional thing. Joe, look, the way sometimes you see the word connection written C-O-N-N-E-X-I-O-N. That's an older English spelling of the word connection. And Marianne and I even found, like, in an old dictionary, we found the word reflection spelled, Joe, like, E-X-I-O-N, like the word complexion. But yeah, Joe, and like sometimes you see like the word cooperate spelled with an umlaut, like 2 dots over the second O. And that's like an older spelling which was supposed to denote that it was pronounced cooperate with 2 different syllables instead of cooperate. And you see that over words like zoology and things like that, so you're not supposed to say, so you know you're not supposed to say zoology. But then as I say, it's an archaic spelling. Do you know what, we're just gonna do the switchy thing. Someone said in like a comment in the last day saying that like, oh, you could bring, and it was like really helpful. I was like, I haven't thought of that because I've never used a Blackula on a team, or Blackula, a Zubat on like a team before. Someone was saying that like you could bring that I could bring Blackula to the ruins of Alf, which is somewhere where we haven't been yet, which is near this town, and I could train him there, which I might show. Like it depends on how long Sprout Tower takes. I can envisage Sprout Tower taking this whole building, this whole like half-hour video. Because I've been recording already for like 7 minutes and like I haven't gotten much done. But I don't care about getting stuff done. Like, I mean, in the last video I basically made it up one long route in a half hour. But I don't care, like, I'm going to take my time. I can't stand people who, like, rush LPs, because I'm just like, what's the whole rush? Like, I mean, you see people and they're cutting out everything. They're fast-forwarding blue coins in Mario Sunshine, and they're fast-forwarding this, that, and the other thing, and playing music, and, like, it's like, if I wanted to just, like, watch a fast-forwarded version of the game and play music, I'd just like turn on an emulator, and oh, I forgot to switch out to Blackula, and I'd like hold down the fast-forward button and I'd turn off the game sound and I wouldn't say anything, and I'd just turn on another song in another window or something. It's just I don't understand the point, because at that stage, like, why would you shouldn't have even bothered showing off the thing if that's all they're gonna do. I mean, do you know? I don't know, that's just me. You guys know my attitude to cutting stuff out, you know? I'm just like, what's the point? I mean, plus I think playing an RPG like Final Fantasy VI, where you can't, like, where there's no such thing as repels, well, there's the Moogle charm, but I think like playing something like that has really turned me off cutting out random battles, because sometimes I'm just like, screw this, I'm not going cutting this stuff out. It's just like, well, I think like at the level I am in Final Fantasy VI now, battles don't take long enough to warrant cutting them out, you know. It's just like, and it breaks up your train of thought as well, which I don't. Why did I do that? Well, it's going to be normal damage. Let's see how much it does. That's okay. That's passable. The thing is, it'll take too long, though. I think, like the thing is, like, I was going to like try and like beat some of these with just Blackula to get his experience up. But if the like training at the Ruins of Alf thing works, like that person advised, who was it again? I want to say it was someone, but then like I'm not 100% sure, and I don't want to like say the wrong person and like make the person who actually did say it feel like left out. So I'm just going to I'm going to. This is the thing. I always like use the like try to use German words sometimes, and it's just because like, you know, when there are words that, you know, when there are words in German that there aren't an equivalent for in English. Like the other day, oh, reflect. That'll be handy. That'll be handy for the next gym, actually, especially because I'm using Audrey 2, who's a grass type. What was I saying? Oh yeah, like the other day, Kevin, who I streamed with yesterday, even though today is Saturday, the day of the stream, so we haven't done the stream yet. I'm going to talk as my future self. So like, because I know this is going to go up on Sunday, as in tomorrow, the day after we're doing the stream today. So I'm going to refer to the stream in the past tense as if it had already happened, because by the time you're seeing this, it will have already happened. Kevin and I, like, we were talking on like Skype with Sean of Nintendo as well, and I was like, we were trying to sort out his Twitch TV or something, because it just wouldn't work right. It's like when we tried to use Twitch TV, the sound came out rubbish for no reason, because his mic was working perfectly with Skype and with Ustream. I don't know, we still haven't figured it out. Why am I not switching out? We still haven't figured it out, but I was saying like, oh, you should start streaming so we can, like, you know, see what it's like or whatever, or, like, check out, like, how the quality is. And I use, like, a German verb as if it were an English verb. I used überprüf for, like, as an English verb, like, which, like, überprüfen is, like, to, you know, like, even the semantics of it, because prüfen is, like, to test, and über is, like, the, I don't know, it just, like, it works perfectly for that kind of situation or whatever. And, like, just there, when I was going to say, like, oh, I'm not going to say anything, I was going to use schweigen, which is, like, the German verb, which means, like, the verb schweigen, like, ich schweige means I don't say anything, or I'm staying silent. And I just think it's cool that, like, we were talking about this exact thing the other day in oral practice in German, like, because we were discussing loan words and words that come in from other languages and whether it's a natural thing or whether it should be discouraged and whatever. And Kirsten was asking us, like, if there are any German words that we'd like to use in English or whatever. And there are a couple of them that I try to use that my mind tries to use them all the time, and I have to stop myself because no one would know what I was talking about. And, like, the word that I picked was Nebelstreif, because I just think it's a beautiful word. Like, Nebelstreif is like a wisp of fog, but it's just one word. I don't know, like, the German for fog is, like, anything to do with fog is Nebel, which I presume comes from the root, like, you know, like, is it Latin or Greek, has, like, nebulous and stuff like that, but we use, like, words like that in English or whatever, but there are words that I try to use sometimes, and I'm just like, it's so weird. I don't know why I do it. It's just a language. It's because, like, my German has gotten to the stage where it kind of almost, like, it's because, like, the way I speak German at this stage of my speaking it, it's like I switch completely into that language. Instead of, you know, when you start learning a foreign language, you translate from your mother tongue in your head before you say it. I don't speak German like that anymore. I just speak it, you know, that kind of way, and I don't have that translation stage. And I think that's why I've gotten to the stage where I'm trying to use German words in English, because it's almost on an equal plane as far as, like, language is concerned in my head. Just like I use Irish words, because, like, there are Irish words that I love that they don't have an equivalent in English as well, you know. But I don't know. One word I kind of like in German is doch, because I think it's so cool. Like, the third way of answering a yes or no question. Like, the way doch works is that, like, let's say if I said, have you done your homework in English, the two ways you could answer it would be yes, I have done my homework, or no, I haven't done my homework. But in German, like, because of the way the language works, you often have questions like, have you not done your homework, or whatever. And, like, the way, like, if you try to answer that, like, yes or no, like, what are you supposed to say? Like, yes, I have not done it, yes, I have done it, no, I have done it, or no, I have not done it. The yes or no thing is more ambiguous. But in German, like, there's a third word. Well, there are, like, a couple of different words, actually. There's doch is the other way of answering it. So if someone were to say, oh, have you not done your homework? And I answer doch, it means I have done it. You know, it means, like, no, I have done my homework. It's the contradictory answer. Like, you're saying that what the other person says isn't what happened. You can say jein as well, which I love, which is yes and no, when it comes from, like, putting ja and nein, like, squished together to get jein, which I really like. What other things are there that I like? But, like, that happens in Irish as well. Like, like, in Irish, the way if I were asking if someone hadn't done their homework, I'd say nach bhfuil d'obair déanta got, like, which is a kind of a negative way of asking, which is your homework not done by you, or whatever, you know, that kind of way. And, like, it's funny, like, in Irish, like, in the Irish language, oh, Blackulas are in supersonic. In the Irish language, like, we use sentences in a negative, like, not in a negative way, but it's like you use them, like, you kind of get around to saying things in a less kind of direct way. Like, just like that, like, do you know, I don't know, it's just stuff that I notice. I'm just being weird, you know me. I could talk about language all day. Like, look, I've been talking about language for the last, like, 10 minutes. I could literally just talk about language all the time. I actually want to... Like, I've been considering that I want to learn French recently, because I tried learning Spanish before and I couldn't do it, primarily because I didn't like the kind of fluidity of the language. Now, a lot of people like that way. Like in Spanish, you can swap words around. Like, you can put this, you can put the pronoun before the verb if you want. You can put the pronoun after verb, or well, not necessarily, but you don't even have to have a pronoun if you don't want to. And kind of whether you put a pronoun in affects like how strongly you're saying it, and there are different situations. So it's kind of like a very kind of malleable kind of language, and that's kind of cool. But it just didn't gel with me. And Italian is the same. I just wasn't able to learn it. It didn't really. I just didn't connect with the language at all. Spanish, I connected with it a bit more, but it wasn't for me. And as well, the main barrier to me learning Spanish is that I physically cannot roll R's. I just cannot. Now, a lot of people who speak German do roll R's, but it's not necessary. Like, it depends on dialect and where they're from, and like which part, like regional things, and just the person themselves, like whether they roll R's or not on some words. Now, you wouldn't roll R's on every word, but the thing is, it's not necessary. That's the main point. Whereas in Spanish, rolling R's is a really necessary skill, like in the language. Like, it actually is a very important part of speaking the language, and forms like is necessary for the whole rhythm of how the language works, so so that's one of the main things. But I've been toying with the idea of that I want to learn French, because it's just like it'd be really useful, and I love the language. And like, the thing is, like, I know, like, one of my friend's mothers is French or whatever, and she actually teaches French in the university that I go to. And I was talking to her about it, and like, it would surprise you, like, how much French I actually know myself without actually being aware that I know it. Like, I was talking to her that I was thinking of learning French or whatever, and the next day, the next day we were just passing by in the hall, and she was like in a rush, so she just said, "Oh, bonjour, how ça va?" and whatever. And I was like, the thing is, I actually knew what she meant, even though I've never actually learned French. I knew what she meant, and I knew that I could answer it, even though, like, it took me aback, so I didn't answer her. I was just kind of like, what? Like, I knew what she meant, and I knew that I could answer, "Oh, très bien," but, like, I've never actually learned that. But it would surprise you how much you pick up just from... See, I learned art history for a long time, and my main focus of study in art history was Impressionism and Post-Impressionism, and as well Les Fauves. So... like, you end up picking up quite a bit of vocabulary, and as well you pick up quite a bit of vocabulary through music as well. So, but it would surprise you how it surprised me that, oh wow, I actually know more than I think I know. I've never actually learned the language, but I don't know. I'm still ranting. I really am just ranting all day. Blackula grew to level 7. I didn't know Dracula could turn into a bat woman. That's what Dracula do. Oh, who shoot? Oh my god, I wasn't expecting this. Okay, Clockface. Clockface is just going out there so that I can use a potion on Audrey 2. Even though I'm sure Audrey 2 would be okay. We've got all who... You might have noticed, I haven't been, like, saying this at all, but all the people in this gym use, does he know Peck? I don't think he learns Peck yet, actually, to be honest, so I think we might be okay. Let's switch out to Blackula, and then we'll switch back into Audrey 2. Yeah, see, we've been recording for almost 20 minutes now, and we're only right at the top of the Sprout Tower. I might have a look and see if I can get into that Ruins of Alph or whatever, and have a look in there, so that in the next video, I can try and... I can try and get the gym all done in the next video. That'll probably be the best thing to do. This is being like a really subdued video compared to the last one. The last two videos were just really mental, and I was going like off the walls or whatever. I'm sick of taking falls. I'm bouncing off the walls, blah blah blah. I'll kick you in the nose. Nose don't rhyme with walls. No, but this does. Bonk. But I'm actually going with Razor Leaf, because if it's a critical hit, then it'll do the full 60 damage or whatever. So it's probably more useful, and as well it's a special attack, so the growl won't affect that as well. See, the thing is, Audrey 2 like is a weird type of grass Pokemon. Like Meganium, like Chikorita is actually like quite bulky as far as grass types go, you know. So I kind of like that. It's quite useful, you know, especially if you have Reflect. Reflect can be handy because, like, the thing is, grass resists so many of the common physical type attacks. Like, it resists ground and stuff like that. So it resists ground, which can be handy. If you use Reflect. Okay, what does Sage try? Yes, your trust is real. Is it now? Yeah, the last two videos were just really kind of like slightly bonkers. Whereas this one is a bit more, what's going on? A bit more subdued. Oh, it's red! You are indeed skilled as a trainer. As promised, Heal is your HM. But let me say this. You should treat your Pokemon better. The way you battle is far too harsh. Pokemon are not tools of war. Yeah, damn straight. He claims to be the Elder, but he's weak. It stands to reason. I'd never lose to fools who babble about being nice to Pokemon. I only care about strong Pokemon that can win. I really couldn't care less about weak Pokemon. Oh, jeez, we get it, like, Red used an escape rope. Of course, he'll come back here and fight. Get this Pokemon. I love these, like, Bellsprout statues. Alex, like, OXFoo and I were, like, talking about, like, Pokemon furniture. Because we came across, like, this random Pokemon. We came across this, like, video, and it's from that episode, where Ash catches Krabby, I think it is. No, I don't know whether it's from the episode where Ash catches Krabby. It might be. And in that episode, I'm just gonna save before fighting this guy because I don't want to do like all of Sprout Tower again. Yeah, it's okay to override. Don't worry. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, and he was like talking on the phone, but the phone was a Bellsprout phone. Sprout Tower is a place of training. People and Pokemon test their bonds to build a bright future together. I am the final test. Allow me to check the ties between your Pokemon and you. Will do. So it was a Bellsprout phone, and it was just so cute. And we were like, he was like saying, "Oh, Ampharos." And then on Twitter the next day, we got onto like Pokemon furniture because I said something about like a muck beanbag chair, and then he got on to talking about like, then he suggested like an Ampharos lamp, and what did I say? One of the ones I said was like a Victory Bell sleeping bag. You could have all sorts of ones, like you could have like the whole Bellsprout family, like you could have a Victory Bell sleeping bag. You could have like your Bellsprout phone. Weepin' Bell could be like, I don't know, what could Weepin' Bell be? A hat! The first thing that pops into my head is a hat. I'd actually quite like a Weepin' Bell hat, but like, I don't know. The thing that I thought of was like those things that they have in like beauty salons, the hair dryers that go on over their heads or whatever. Like you could have a Weepin' Bell one of them. I really like the idea of Victory Bell sleeping bag though. I'm just trying to think of some of the other ones Alex like came up with because I can't remember. Victory Bell sleeping bag was the only thing I came up with that I can remember as well. Audrey 2 gained 63. Oh, go Audrey 2! Audrey 2 is going to evolve soon, jeez. So what's the next one? About to use Bellsprout again. Surprise, surprise. Well, let's bring Blackula back out again. So we're up to 24 minutes almost. Yeah, we're up to 24 minutes, so like, I don't know if I might like take a little visit to the ruins of Alpha, I don't know. How much PP does Audrey 2's tackle have left? Because that might become an issue. I wouldn't recommend using Razor Leaf on these guys just because like their Bellsprout is grass and poison, so even if Razor Leaf is a critical hit, it still won't do much. Whereas if you're using it against a flying type, its high critical hit ratio makes it like viable in my opinion. But then like, who am I to say like you can't do whatever you want? At least we have one potion there in reserve in case we need it, you know, like, you built a bomb? What? No, I didn't build a bomb. Too many things these come through the post every day. I just kept one in case I ever needed it. Oh, shoot. Yeah, come on. We'll bring Blackula out. I kind of want to use a potion on Audrey too, so... Because this guy's level 10, and I'm not sure whether or not he knows Peck. I guess we'll use a potion to, like, scout that out. We can always buy another one in the Pokémon or whatever. Just, I don't want to die on this guy, because... Like, that'd just be pathetic. You know, dying in Sprout Tower? Who dies in Sprout Tower? So, do you think we could confuse him? I might as well try and show off Supersonic. Yeah, growl all you want. What kind of a bird growls, like? I don't know. Just like an owl growling. Well, I suppose like an owl makes sense, because he'd be like, ooh, the boots! The boots! The boots. Sorry. That's just what I think of when I think of owls, is like that guy, like in Aquis Submersus by Theodor Storm. Like, there's this guy in it called Kurt von der Risch, and like his nickname is Der Butz because he looks like an owl. And like there's this story that, like, what's her name? Is it Katerina? Is her name Katerina? Tells Johannes about, like, well, no, he doesn't. It's like a memory that Johannes has of, like, when they were young, and like they saw he was playing with his, like, little bow and arrow, and like they saw an owl was going to assail the nest of baby birds, and she was like, "Der Butz, Johannes," and like, use your bow and arrow to kill it or whatever, to get rid of it. And then they saw, like, Kurt von der Risch, and they used to call him Der Butz after that owl because he had like a beaky nose and, like, really heavy eyebrows that made him look like an owl. So yeah, that's just what I always remember. That's a great novella, actually, Aquis Submersus. If any of you know German, then I'd definitely consider reading it. You and your Pokemon should have no problem using this move. Take this Fresh HM. Have you received HM05? Oh yeah, we got an HM or a HM, not an HM. Fresh illuminates even the darkest of our places, but to use it without a battle, you need a badge from Violet Gym. I hope you learn and grow from your journey. Down from the journey! Let's use that was nice of that monk guy to give us that. Let's use an escape rope to get out of here now. You can, if it's night time when you're playing, which is something I have to do actually, to show off night. Even though I've shown it, even though I'm sure it was night at one stage when I was playing in the first episode. Ooh, a berry tree. It's a fruit bearing tree. It's a Purrs Cure Berry, which is Paralyzed Cure Berry. If it's night time, then you can find Ghastly in that tower, which I remember, like, when we were on a bus one time going to. Okay, is this where the Ruins of Alph is? Yeah, East Entrance. Okay, well, let's go in there. Might be able to show off some stuff. Hey, fatty. You're the one for me, fatty. What about this guy? There are drawings on stone panels. I tried moving them. I wonder what they are. See, this is the Ruins of Alph or whatever, and there's, like, aren't there sliding puzzles you have to do here or whatever? Talk to the scientist. The ruins are about 1,500 years old, but it's not known why they were built or by whom. I know, I talked to you already, but I'm going to talk to you again. Oh, this scientist. There are odd patterns drawn on the walls of the ruins. They must be the keys for unraveling the mystery of the ruins. But I remember when we were on the bus one time, it was when we had gold and silver, and my friend, actually had a... Let's see. Welcome to this chamber. There are sliding panels that depict a Pokemon drawn by the ancients. Slide the panels around to form the picture. To the right is a description of the Pokemon. Okay, what? Well, this is to the right. A Pokemon that hid on the seafloor, eyes on its back, scan the area. Oh yeah, it's like a sliding puzzle of Kabusho, isn't it? This is easy. Let's see. Look, you just do the corners first. This is like Banjo-Tooie, which is one of the games, like, I'm trying to figure out, like, I've been at a loss as to, like, what the hell am I going to play after... What the hell am I going to play after I finish, Final Fantasy VI? Because the thing is, like, I only have one more area to record in Final Fantasy VI. I only have one more area to record. Now, that being said, it's a big one, so, like, it might, like, take, like, a good few parts, depending on how long I make each part, because I don't really want to cut anything out, like, of that. Like, any, not even random battles or anything, just because, like, it's the last couple of parts, it's the last area, it's a kick-ass area, And I don't want like my train of thought ruined up by having to edit out random battles. Okay, have I like put his eyes around the wrong way or something? I don't know. Oh, that goes down there. That wasn't the... I was wondering why his eye was so... Okay, I have put his eyes around... Let's see what he'd look like that anyway. He just like looks really cross-eyed. Yay! But I'm at a loss as to what I'm going to play at LP after Final Fantasy VI. Banjo-Tooie was one of the ones I was thinking of. There is a strange presence here. I love the music here. It's like a weird, slow, creepy remix of the music, like the cave of the music that was up in the outside world. This is the Ruins of Alph, basically, and there's only one Pokemon, well, 25 kinds of Pokemon that you can find here. Hopefully we'll be able to run into one. See, I'm not sure, like, doesn't... Yeah, there we go, here's one. And this is what someone was saying, I should come here to, like, fight, Okay, who's this? Wild Unknown. Isn't that Unknown Zed, I think? I have a feeling. Anyway, the thing is, these guys are Psychic type, so Leech Life is going to be super effective against them if I use Blackula. The thing is, like, unless I get Blackula up to... I think the next attack that Blackula... Okay, here's Hidden Power. That's an attack whose type differs depending on who uses it, and apparently it was a critical hit and super effective that time, so... Maybe I should run away from this guy. Do I have any potions or anything, or berries? I have berries. I might as well use one of them. The thing is, I think the next move that Blackula... The gym, basically, the next gym is a flying type gym. So Blackula, knowing only Leech Life, is going to be useless. Well, except for Supersonic. Oh, look, it looks like a fish! That's Unknown X, by the way. But it looks like a fish. Or is it Unknown K? No, that's Unknown K. Why would an X look like that? But anyway, it looks like a fish anyway, which is cool. Yeah, as you might have guessed, there's one of these for every letter. So yeah, I think the next attack Blackula learns is Bite, which I think it might learn at level like 10 or something. Why are they all like super effective? Why can I only run into ones that are super effective against poor Blackula? I have to use like another berry now. I might as well use the other one as well, because if like one of their attacks is super effective, then that's not going to do much good. All I wanted to do was show off that this might turn out, as advised by that person whose name I'll put up on the screen, might turn out to be like a good grinding spot where I can get Blackula up to level 10 or 11 or whatever it is he learns Bite at before the next gym, like off screen or whatever. So then the next gym he'll actually have some attacking power. Because the other thing is that the next gym is a flying type gym, so instantly... Oh, there's Unknown F. So instantly, Audrey 2 was at a disadvantage. Now that being said, for a flying type gym, like... Yo, I'm not going to spoil it, you'll see what I mean. Now if this guy isn't super effective... Because the thing is... Obviously whatever... Fled! Obviously whatever hidden power they were using was either something like a rock hidden power, or psychic, or something. Or electric that was super effective against... There's Unknown J! That was super effective against Blackula. Now, I have a card of Unknown J, and the thing is that Unknown J's card came as a promotional card with the video of Pokémon the Movie 3. Joe, the one with Entei in it. Okay, now if this is like super effective, I'm going to be like, what are the fucking odds like? Yes, finally, something that's not like super effective against poor Blackula. Let's just see how much experience these guys give, because if it's okay experience, then like I'm definitely going to get him up to level until he learns Bite or whatever his next attack is at level 10 or 11 or whatever. So yeah, I got the video of Pokemon the Movie 3 and I got my Unknown J card in it, which was a promotional card. And I know when like the Unknown J card, it looks like he's swimming in in like a glass of champagne or like 7-Up or something. It's crazy. Okay, 43. That's okay. For something that's like actually easy to beat with Blackula, I might actually go there and like train up or whatever. But yeah, so I'm going to leave it off here, guys. This video was getting a bit too long. I said I was going to try and keep them to between 25 and 30 minutes, but like I didn't want to attack that Ruins of Alph onto the start of the next video. So I'll see you next week on Let's Play Pokemon Silver. Blackula will be level 10 or 11 maybe. And we're going to take on the next gym, which is the Wild City Gym, and see if we can beat Faulkner. So, see you next time, guys. Thanks a million for watching. Yeah, bye.